Lila had always loved her grandmother's house, nestled deep in the woods where the moonlight barely pierced the thick canopy. But this visit was different. The air felt colder, heavier, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. Her black cat, Misty, seemed more on edge than usual, ears twitching at every rustle. Lila was 17, with a curious streak that often got her into trouble. Tonight, curiosity and unease mingled as she sat in the old, creaking house, flipping through a dusty journal she had found in her grandmother's attic. The faded pages told of a long-forgotten curse that plagued the nearby woods, a tale of vampires, a blood moon, and a girl who had vanished without a trace centuries ago. Superstitions, she muttered, though her hands trembled as she closed the journal. Misty meowed sharply, leaping onto her lap. "You sense it too, huh?" Lila whispered, stroking the cat's fur. Misty's golden eyes gleamed in the dim light of the single candle flickering on the table. The unease escalated when the grandfather clock in the hall struck midnight. Its chime echoed unnaturally loud. Then came the knock, 3 slow, deliberate raps on the front door. Lila froze. No one ever visited this deep in the forest, especially not at night. Gathering her courage, she approached the door, Misty trailing behind her. She cracked the door open. A pale woman with jet black hair stood on the porch, her crimson lips curling into a smile that didn't reach her cold, dark eyes. "May I come in?" the stranger asked, her voice smooth and hypnotic. Lila hesitated. Something about the woman felt wrong. Misty hissed and arched her back, her fur bristling. "I'm sorry, but I'm not expecting anyone," Lila said, beginning to close the door. The woman's hand shot out, unnaturally fast, gripping the doorframe. "You shouldn't be alone tonight. The blood moon rises, and it brings dangers." "Who are you?" Lila demanded, her voice shaking. "An old friend of your grandmother," the woman said. "Call me Seraphine." The name sent a shiver down Lila's spine. She remembered reading it in the journal, Seraphine, the vampire who had cursed the woods. "I don't think I can let you in," Lila said, forcing the door shut with all her strength. Seraphine didn't resist but stepped back, her smile widening to reveal unnaturally sharp teeth. "You're wise for one so young," she said. "But wisdom won't save you." Before Lila could respond, Seraphine vanished into the shadows. Misty yowled, darting toward the stairs. Lila followed, heart pounding. The journal had mentioned that vampires couldn't enter a home unless invited, but Seraphine's warning chilled her. As Lila reached her room, she noticed the blood-red hue of the moon spilling through the curtains. Misty leapt onto the windowsill, growling low in her throat. Outside, figures moved in the trees, silent, watching. Lila grabbed the journal and flipped through the pages, her mind racing. The key to breaking the curse lay in a ritual under the blood moon, but it required a pure soul to confront the vampire directly. "No way," she whispered, clutching the book. But the rustling outside grew louder, and the shadows seemed to creep closer. A sudden crash downstairs made her jump. It sounded like the front door had been forced open. Misty hissed and darted under the bed. Lila grabbed a silver letter opener from her desk. It wasn't much, but it was something. Footsteps echoed in the hall. Slow, deliberate. "Lila," Seraphine's voice cooed. "You can't hide forever." The candle flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. Lila's breath caught as the door creaked open. I don't need an invitation if the door is broken, Seraphine purred, stepping inside. Her eyes gleamed in the moonlight, predatory and unrelenting. Misty suddenly leapt from the shadows, hissing and clawing at Seraphine's face.